Hi everyone, it's Lisa with InkandInspirations.com. Thank you so much for joining me. I am excited to bring you another YouTube video which is premiering on Thursday, I believe it's going to be the 26th. Yes, the 26th on 2021. If you are watching the live premiere, I'd appreciate it if you'd sign into your YouTube account or your Google account so that you can participate in the live chat. Thank you so much, and I look forward to chatting with you as we go through the video. So before we get started, just a couple of things. I wanted to remind you about this special giveaway I'm having right now for a mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. You receive one entry for each $25 in product purchase from my online store through the end of the month. And also, you can get another entry by going to my blog on the August 17th blog post at InkandInspirations.com and leaving a comment there. So there's no purchase necessary to enter, but you can have several chances if you place an order. Now, if you do place an order, in which I would love to serve you as your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you can use this host code, and that really helps. But I will add, do not use the host code if your order totals $150 or more so that you can earn Stampin' rewards on your order. That's free stuff for your order of $150 or more. Now, also, it's celebration right now if you're watching this during August of 2021. And with each $50 in product purchase, you get to choose a celebration item from our celebration brochure. And that will continue through the end of September. So if you're needing one of these or one of our new mini catalogs, be sure you let me know and I'll get one sent out to you. Okay, now, one more thing. I have a winner to announce from last week. I give away a little prize if you comment during the live premiere, during the live chat. And for last week is getting this embossing folder is Catherine Cummings. Catherine, if you will message me with your mailing address, I'll get this sent out to you. Now today, if you comment on the live chat, I will be giving away the 2 projects that I'm making today. Okay, so let's get started and I'll talk to you about that. All right, I love to give away little tea towels or dish towels that are seasonal or beautiful that I find when I'm doing shopping. This one in particular is from a set of 2 from the Pioneer Woman, and I got these at Walmart. Let me show you the other one that came with it, and I'll probably do a project with it too. Isn't that sweet? Look at that lace trim. Well, when I saw all of these colors, I thought I have got to do a presentation gift box for this little tea towel. And so what I did is I thought, okay, I usually do some kind of a belly band or wrap, but this time I wanted to make a box where the towel would show too. So that's our first project today. So I'm going to get started. I am using some of the Painted Christmas Designer Series paper because look at these colors. I went through all of my designer paper and I thought what would go really well and complement the colors in this towel. And I decided this one would be beautiful. So I'm using that, and let's get started on the scoring. First of all, this piece of designer paper is cut 8.5 by 12. Okay, so you need the full sheet of 12 by 12 cardstock, and then we're going to score it at 2, 5 3/4, 7 3/4, and 11.5. And then we're going to turn it and score at 2 inches from what will be the top and the bottom of the bag. Let's go ahead and get those scores in. Okay, I have the 12-inch side at the top. I'm using the stylus here, and it has a small ball tip and then a larger one. When you're doing thinner paper, like our designer paper or any pattern paper, you would want to use the larger ball tip so it doesn't cut through the designer paper, okay? So again, those scores are at 2, 5 3/4, 7 3/4, and 11 1/2. Okay, now I'm going to score what will be the box top and bottom. Okay, so I'm going to turn this, and I'm going to score it 2 inches here. And then to make it easy with measurements, I'm just going to turn it around and score it 2 inches here. So let's put the Simply Scored out of the way. And I'm going to fold and burnish on all of these score lines with my bone folder. This is very important when you're creating, especially 3D items or boxes or bags. It just helps to give for a neater look and helps keep your box together more easily. Okay, so I'm going to score on all of these. And while I'm doing this, I want to point out that when you are cutting your paper, you want to see if there is a directionality to your paper. Okay, so you think about, you know, with different occasions, and even though this is a Christmas paper, it can go, this particular print can be suitable for any occasion, okay? Which I'm making this like a birthday or hostess gift, okay? And so you want to be sure, if your pattern has directionality, that you make the top the top. So I want these little angles to be going up. I want this to be the top of my box, okay? So this is going to be the bottom. So that's where we're going to do some cutting and trimming. I'm going to get my paper snips, and first I'm going to show you this little rectangle formed by that last score. I believe it was the 11 1/2 inch score. I'm going to cut off that little rectangle on the end. This is going to give us our tab, okay, to adhere to right there, okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and cut up on each of these score lines up to that bottom 2 inch score. Sometimes when you have a pattern, it's hard to see where the score line is. So, and I forgot to score that particular one, which would help. Okay, let me go ahead and cut up. And then I have one more here. And then we can assemble the box. Now, in this instance, I'm going to go ahead and put the box together. But if you are making these ahead of time and want to store them, at this point you would just fold it flat and store it like that, okay? And then you can simply put it together later. All right, so this I folded down because this is the top, and I didn't really want the pine cones to show from the top of the box. So I'm going to put some adhesive there. I'll just use a little Stampin' Seal Plus and fold that down just like that. Now this part right here is going to have adhesive as well, because that is what's going to keep our box together. So let me flip that over, and I'm going to put my silicone mat underneath it to keep the adhesive off my work surface, and just put some Stampin' Seal Plus. Now for this you could also use tear and tape, and I probably would use that depending on the weight of the gift inside. Okay, I'm going to fold that over and bring it around and match it to this other side. All right, so I'm going to match the top and the bottom. Okay, I didn't get exactly right, but I'm going to call it good. That's the thing with your seal and your tear and tape. It's not as forgiving as our liquid glue. So if you had time for this to dry, or if I had time for it to dry, I would definitely use my liquid glue. Okay, so now you see how we've got that together, and you can see this is like the lining of the box. I'm going to find that seam, which is right here, And then I'm going to call that the back of my box. So I'm going to fold in the 2 side tabs first, then the back, and then this front tab is going to have the adhesive to hold the box bottom together. I'm going to put 2 strips right there and just do that. Take my bone folder and just pat down. Okay, so isn't that cute? So watch, let me show you. What did I do with the towel? Huh. It's in front of me somewhere. Here it is. All right. Isn't that pretty? See how that complements those colors in that towel? And I just folded it up to fit in that little container there. Now we have to have a tag for our gift box, so we're going to work on that next. So a stamp set I'm featuring this evening is a Delivering Cheer, and it is a great stamp set. When I first saw it, I thought, oh, there's no face, but I love that because I didn't have to worry about coloring it, and it just is so cute because I can see someone carrying a bundle of something and walking up to a door to deliver it. So just really, really like this set, and I think if you enjoy coloring, you will also love this set. So I've got all my stamps mounted already. So let's get started with what we're doing here. I am going to get a piece that's I said 4 by 5 of basic white, but this is a scrap that I have and it's going to work. This is what we're going to use to stamp our image on. And so I am using this skirt, which I love, and then this stack of presents, okay? So we need Memento ink since we're going to be using our Stampin' blends. And with all those colors that are in the towels, in that towel, I picked a lot of colors to color this image. And what I want to tell you is that depending on what towel you choose or what your gift is that's that's showing, you may not need this many colors, okay? All right, I'm stamping the skirt. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp the gifts. So when I was coloring the gifts, I thought I need to have multicolored gifts. And so that's what I did. Okay, so this is photopolymer, so it's going to line up very easily. So I'm just matching this bottom line with the top of the skirt. And bam. Okay, simple enough, right? Okay, let's color. Okay, let me show you all of my blends I used. Okay, so I have Bermuda Bay, I have Daffodil Delight, Old Olive, Poppy Parade, Calypso Coral, an Ivory, and then I have a Petal Pink too. And I think I'm going to decide to use my Calypso Coral instead of the Petal Pink on this one. It goes with the designer paper really well. Okay, so I'm going to start out with my light Bermuda Bay and color the skirt. And I'm just going to fill it in with some brush strokes. And then I'll go back when I start filling in and trying to shade a little bit. Not much. You can just color it straight, like it's a coloring book. And fill it all in. This has got to be one of my favorite colors here, Bermuda Bay. Okay, so I'm going to squiggle around, circular motion. Another of the blends that I use often, especially if I'm trying to shade and do it after the fact, after I finish coloring, is that Color Lifter, this white one. Okay. All right, so I have that. Now I'm going to take dark Bermuda Bay and I'm going to go over these creases in her skirt, and like here at the back of the skirt where I think the shadows would be. okay? Okay, I'm gonna fill these in right here. Okay, now, I'm liking how that's looking. And I'm just gonna kind of blend it together by getting my light Bermuda Bay and going back over it. And y'all, this is a process and not always necessary. It's just if you want to give a little shading. So I've done that. So I've lost some of my color, okay, some of my dark. So that's when I go back in just a little bit and add a little bit more. Okay. Now, if you want to add like where the light is hitting her, sometimes I'll take my color lifter. Is that what it's called? Yep. And I'll just kind of do some brush strokes right here where I think the light might be hitting her skirt. And you don't really know the true effect of the lift of color until it dries. So sometimes you have to go back, but I'm not going to be picky about it. I just wanted to show you how I use this sometimes. Okay. So let's get started with, I'm going to go ahead and do her arms and legs. We have several skin tones. I'm just going to use I find the ivory is good. Even if you want darker skin tones, you can go back over the ivory. Okay. All right, so I'm just delicately doing her arms. And I'm going to do it like it's me with my darker skin tone. All right. There we go. All right, now, isn't that cute? All right, so now I decided I wanted her shoes to be red. So I chose to use Poppy Parade. I tried my Real Red marker and it wasn't as good of a match for my towel as the Poppy Parade. Okay, so, I got a little outside the line. So that's another good use for the color lifter. You have an oops, you just kind of go over it and it takes a minute to pull it up, okay? So, but I'm not going to worry. I'm going to fussy cut her out. Okay, so now let's go with the gifts. I'm going to do light Calypso Coral first. I'm going to do this top gift. And that's pretty dark, but I think I'm going to go with it. Is that light? No, no wonder. It's not light. I picked up the dark. It's okay. Just blend that color in. And if I need to make it lighter, I can pull in my color lifter. I find it better, you know, I line up my colors. I have to have them next to each other or I start picking up the wrong one. Like the light Calypso with the dark Calypso and so on. Okay, that doesn't look so bad. All right, let's see. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to do this gift in the light. And this is just super easy to color. Okay, and then this bottom one. And I'm using the ball or the fine tip rather than the brush tip. Sometimes I find that easier when I'm coloring smaller areas. Okay, so next I'm going to do, I think I'm going to try dark Poppy Parade for my red gifts. So here, I'm just going to do that. Look how vibrant that is. Okay, let's see. That's got a ribbon on it, so I'm going to be careful because I'm going to do a contrasting bow or ribbon on that gift. And let's see, I'm going to do this one. Isn't that pretty? It's going to be so pretty with that. Okay, I'm going to do light Bermuda Bay. And I'm giving this box lid a different color than the box bottom, just to add some more color. And then this ribbon on the gift is going to go like that. Now I'm taking light, what is this? Light Old Olive. And I'm going to color this gift, because there is that tad of green in the towel. This is drying out on me. I use this one more than any, I think, when I'm coloring leaves and trees. Okay, let's see what else. This gift, I want light Bermuda Bay. I forgot to color it a while ago. So you see how you can use the color and like match it to whatever your gift is. I love that. Okay, light Daffodil Delight for a couple of these ribbons on the gifts. This one here too. Okay, and then this one, that ribbon is going to be light Calypso Coral. And again, those towels, you can find them. I had them at our Walmart. So, okay, so next, I need my light pool party, if I can find it. This is the color I like to use to create a shadow or just to ground my image that I've colored with the blends. And so it's Light Pool Party. So watch, I'm just going to fill in these white areas here. And then I'm going to go all around the image just like this. And then that's what I'm going to follow to cut out. And I like the line that I draw here to be smooth and not, so I'll round it off rather than make it, see those? Jagged or pointy. But if you're using this, if I were using this on a card, okay, you can see how this grounds it. And I've also used, depending on the project, I use light smoky slate sometimes instead of the pool party. But this is just, although not a neutral color, it just doesn't, you see how that makes it pop? All right, so now what I would do is fussy cut that out, okay? And I would go around the whole image. And this one I did, but I didn't use the pool party on that one. I decided that afterward. I'm going to use this one today, but on second thought, I would, you know, cut around that pool party instead of like this. This is still going to be fine because once you see, I am putting it on a pool party background, okay? And I did fill in the arms there with pool party. I just decided afterward that the next time I made this project, I would do the whole outline. So this is cut with one of our scalloped contour dies, this one right here, okay? And that's what I'm using for the tag. So I'm gonna put her here. And then I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals to pop her up. So let's turn her over and put a couple here. And then I think I'm going to take and cut a thin piece here, since I have it handy, to put behind her legs. Like that. Okay, let's pull this off. I debated as to whether to color this during the video, but I decided it was going to be fun to do, and I wanted to share about the pool party outline. Okay, so here we go with this. Okay, and then you need just a hole punch to punch out a little hole in the corner, or you could use your take your pick tool and make a hole, but I have this old crocodile, so I like to use it. And I'm just going to punch up here in the upper left corner, and then we're going to put some embellishments on here. Okay, so I'm using red rhinestones, and I am going to put, let's see how I do that. I'm going to put 3 over here. I couldn't decide if I was going to scatter these, and then that line of stitching kind of hinted as to how to put the rhinestones. I've got something stuck on there. There we go. Okay, 3 there, and then I'm going to come down here and put 3. Okay, all right, now for the back, I wanted to put a to from, and in the stamp set, we have a to and from. So I had a lot of these ovals punched with this double oval punch. I needed this particular one. And so I had all of these that I punched at the same time. So I keep these and they come in handy. And so I'm using Bermuda Bay. And the to and from. And I'm just going to ink that up and stamp. And ink up the from and stamp. Let's put this up. And then I'm just going to glue this on the back of the tag. And then we're going to put it all together. Thank you for your comments. And if you are enjoying the video and you haven't subscribed to my channel, I encourage you to do that so you get notification. And anytime there's a premiere announcement, you can ask to be reminded by clicking the little bell. And I'd have loved to have you join me each Thursday evening. All right, I'm using this striped grosgrain pool party ribbon, and I'm going to wrap it around my gift twice. So I really, you need quite a bit of ribbon to do this, but I think the impact of the double ribbon is really pretty. And so depending on how tight you wrap it, I mean, you probably, I hate to even guess how long this is. So I would just wrap it around. Anytime you're doing this on a project, if you want 2 wraps of the ribbon, and I want to tie a bow, so you know you need a little extra for that, leave it on the spool and then cut it when you see how much you need. So I'm just tying this around. Okay, and then I'm going to take some baker's twine. This comes from the Baker's Twine Essentials pack. And I'm going to cut this off. It has several neutral colors. I'm going to put this loop through that punched hole. Let me take your pick and push that through. All right, and so let's go ahead and take this and put that through that loop, and then we can take it and tie it to our bow, our ribbon on the gift. So let's get this, let's move some of this out of the way. Did I get it under there? I got both of them. Need one of them to go underneath so that I can take the two ends and tie it. So look at the colors of the gifts and the tag, and then how they go with the towel. Isn't that pretty? I hope you like that. I hope you'll give that a try. I love giving little gifts or having these ready for when you need a gift. And I mean, so cute, right? Could be given to a neighbor, a hostess, a birthday gift, a thinking of you gift. Okay? All right. So I'm going to clear this off a bit, and we're going to start our next project, and we're also going to be using the delivering cheer and making a Christmas card. Okay? Pull this in. Let me get most of these out of the way. So, has anyone started making their Christmas cards? I love making these that I share with you because it gives me a good start and some ideas for myself to know which ones I want to create to send. And sometimes when I'm making the card, I think, oh, this would be good for so-and-so. Do y'all do that? I was just wondering, do you make all your Christmas cards of the same design, or do you switch it up? Just curious. Okay, let's go. For our Christmas card, we're starting with an evergreen base, 5.5 by 8.5. And let's fold that in half. Give it a good crease. Oh, goodness. All right. I thought I had already cut this one out, but I guess I didn't. All right, so next, I'm talking to myself, sorry. All right, so next we're going to take a piece of real red cardstock, cut it 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And we're going to go ahead and adhere our designer paper. This is also from Painted Christmas, all right? And this is 4 by 5 1/4. So this is going to layer over that real red. And I'll have to tell you, before I really get started here, at first my idea was to use this side. And then after I colored my image and everything, it's like this was perfect. This side was too busy. Okay, so let me get my glue and go ahead and adhere that down. Okay. And now that's going to go over top here. Now I'm going to wait before I adhere that down. And I'm going to get this. This is cut from the Stitched So Sweetly dies, the largest one of these scalloped rectangles. And then I have a piece of basic white that's going to go on the inside of the card. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some stamping. And this is gonna go quickly. And I have Warm Thoughts of the Season, and I'm using Evening Evergreen. And I'm going to just stamp that up at the top. And then I had, after cutting my paper for the designer paper for the top, I had this strip 3/4 by 4. I cut it to 4 inches so that I could use it at the bottom, but it kind of got lost on that basic white background. So I cut a 1 inch by 4 inch strip. I took the Post-it off. 1 by 4 inch strip. And this one ended up being about 3/4 by 4. And so that's going to go over top of the red and make for a pretty embellishment for the inside that ties into the front of the card. All right. So let's go ahead and put that on the inside of our card. And that will be ready. Okay, so now I have another piece of basic white. Just getting a spare piece I have in a drawer. And I'm going to do the stamping of the girl. And this time, she's wearing a coat. And super cute, has like leg warmers or pattern tights on. So I need to do my, oh, that would have been catastrophe had my card been under there, right? Okay, let me go ahead. She doesn't look like she's inked well enough, so I'm gonna be intentional. I'm getting ink all over my hands today. All right, there she is. And then I'm using the Christmas tree for the top where she's holding it. I love this. It's so cute. Okay. And then I'm going to put this over top here. She's holding it. Okay. So now we're going to color. And this is a quick color with few colors. Few different shades. Okay. I can't forget about her tights. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I don't want to forget. This is so cute. Watch. See these little tights here? Ink those up. I say tights. They're pattern tights. Look how cute. Isn't that darling? I love that. When I first saw that stamp by itself, I thought, what in the world is that? And so, okay, so this time I am using Real Red. And I'm taking the dark first and just going to bam, easy color. Oh, I got some ink where I shouldn't have it. Get this color lifter here and see if I can get that off. Fade it out anyway. All right, now I'm taking light Real Red and coloring. Oh, I got some more on that. That's the trunk of the tree. And I should have colored that first to remind me not to color that with red. But I'm using soft suede on that. Okay, there we go there. And now, where's my, I'm going to also do her top. These are her arms right there next to the tree. And I've decided to do all of this red. Even right in through here. And then I'm going to take my dark Real Red and Just do a little where the shadows would be. Get it a little darker in here. Okay, now, old soft suede. I'm going to get the trunk done here. Right there, and then it's right up in here. And then I decided, this is kind of just like a pop of color, but I decided to do her mittens in light old olive. Okay, now let's get this Christmas tree. Dark Evening Evergreen. I'm just kind of going over some of these dark areas of the branches. Okay, then I'm going to take the light Evening Evergreen and color in. And I didn't go down right there because I believe that's her, part of her coat, the top of her coat. Okay, see how pretty that is? Okay, I'm gonna get light real red and go right in there. Okay, so now I'm gonna do that pool party trick and go around the edges. Filling in the white areas like it's the background. I'm going to finish up here by the tree first. See, you can do it really quickly. And then when you go to fussy cut this out, you'll see how that makes it a little easier. You're not having to get so close to the image because you're following more of the pool party. Go. All right, she's done. So let me get my paper snips and I'm going to quickly show you. First of all, get rid of this excess cardstock and then go around that pool party. And if there's any jagged edges, you can kind of smooth it out a little bit with your snips. And I'm moving the paper and not so much the scissors. I'm just opening and closing the scissors, really. Maybe, I mean, I move them some, but mostly I'm moving the paper, if you can tell with my left hand. Okay, so see how quickly that went? Okay, there's that. And now she is going to go here. Let's start assembling this. What did I do? Here it is. Okay, so there's that. You see how pretty that is with those branches there in the background? Okay, so I already have my sentiment done, and because of how the placement needs to be, this is going to be a little off center. And what I mean by that is the actual die cut background, the evergreen scalloped, stitched out scallop, is going to be a little more to the left, okay? So what I mean is like over here. This is my sentiment. I've already stamped and white embossed it. And it's going to go, it needs to fit right here and not go beyond the edge of the card, right? Okay, so first of all, what I'm going to do is take my snips and snip off that at an angle. And then I play with it just a bit. I know this needs to be about right there. And then this needs to be here. So I can kind of tuck that underneath, and that kind of shows me where the placement needs to be, okay? So first I'm going to put down my stitch scallop from the Stitch So Sweetly dies. I'm going to use the Seal Plus just to save a little time. Okay. So I center it top to bottom, and I have about a 1/2 inch, maybe a little less over here on this side. All right. Now I can take this and position it, and then see again how this is going to work here. I like that. So let me go ahead and put this down. And then she is going to be popped up with Stampin' Dimensionals. Again, I like the way she looks like that. I have my recording sign up on my studio door, and my brother and my dad are here. And Jackie can walk in, and I don't even hear him when I have that recording sign up. And he walked in, and I thought, I know someone's in here, but that was sure quiet. Kudos to him. And then my brother comes, and he sees the recording sign up, and he taps on the window. But I hadn't started yet, so it was all good. But it was so cute. So respectful. Okay, there we go. Now, what else I added to this were the red rhinestones, and I did it the same way as I did on the bag. I have a mess. I mean a mess. So let me take my, because it's such a mess, I can't even find anything. All right. So I did the 1, 2, 3 number again on this one. I just thought it went well with this and framing it out instead of scattering it. You know, move that over. Press down on those. Give them a good press. And then, except I did it opposite on this one than my sample. That's okay. Okay, there's that card. And then let me see if I can bring in my little tea towel lady. Okay, there are 2 projects with that precious Delivering Cheer stamp set. And this morning, this is August the 26th, on my Facebook Live, I made another card, kind of a fall themed. Are you ready? Look at this, okay? So you need to go watch that, or I will post that here next week on YouTube. So be sure and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss this. It's a fun fold inside, okay? All right, great set. If I can help you with anything, let me know. Don't forget about my giveaway. And thank you so much. I appreciate you. And please like and subscribe to my channel. And I'll talk to you again soon. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.